Hi tarot friends, it's Jade here with Tarot Your Truth, and I'm back with you today again to do an unboxing and sort of a walkthrough of a new tarot deck. And actually I'll move this out of the way. Actually what this is just, so I had some leftover yarn from leftover from a project, and I am making another tarot deck pouch. I know it looks very small. It looks very small right now, but I assure you that it does fit a tarot deck. And here, let me do this first so I make sure that all the stitches don't fall off. This deck is, or this pouch will be for my Enchanted Forest tarot. Right now it's just hanging out in a sunglasses case. But just to show you real quick, before we get to the deck, here we go. So it does absolutely fit. I still have a ways to go. But yeah, so that's my next one there. All right, and the deck walkthrough that I was going to do, whoa, that is some crazy light. There we go, is the Rackham Tarot. So this deck I haven't had for very long, and I haven't actually even opened the package yet. I just took it out of the shipping package that it was with. This is, from what I understand, this is actually maybe it's pre-existing art from Arthur Rackham. I'm not 100% sure on that. I could be totally wrong. So it is a Lo Scarabeo deck. Lo Scarabeo. What else do we say here? Not much. All right, so let's open this up. This is just a plain tuck box. I'm not bothered by the tuck boxes. I know some people really hate them, but I don't tend to keep my decks in those. You can see that I've made some cozies and some tarot wraps as well. So we have the little white book. Standard Lo Scarabeo fare with English, Italian, and 4 other languages, including French, Spanish, and Portuguese. So pretty standard. All right. So these are the backs. Quite pretty. I like those. I'm really sorry about the glare. Hopefully that's not too bothersome. Let's see if I can adjust this a little bit. Without making everything crash. Okay. Oh, hopefully that didn't cause too many issues. All right. And so those are the backs. There we go. And let's turn these around. The cardstock is, well, it's pretty standard Lo Scarabeo fare. Nothing too fancy. Is that upside down? It totally is. I'm a disaster today, you guys. Okay. Here is the Fool. Interesting. So we have not one dog, but 2 dogs. I don't know how that is, how that's showing up. Maybe that's a little bit better. The Magician Now I don't know whether this artwork was pre-existing or not. I thought I had heard that, but I'm not 100% sure, so I really need to do a little bit of research. I like this. I like the art. But I think this is going to be another one of those decks like the Emerging Toronto Artists deck that I'm going to have to spend some time with. The High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor. Interesting. This is really going to put things to the test for me. Is 5 not the Hierophant? So that's an interesting take on the Hierophant. The Lovers. I do really like this artwork. The Chariot. Strength. The Hermit, maybe? He looks a little bit like the Fool, doesn't he? The Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. 11. Interesting. So it's like a little fairy. I'm not sure what that is. Something playing a cello or something. And then a spider web down below as a net. Death. The Devil. Is that the star? I'm not sure. Is that the moon? Judgment. Some interesting choices in the world. The Ace of Cups. Two of Cups, lots of fishies. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. Five of Cups. Those look like little creatures down here holding the cup up to her. Six of Cups. I don't know. I'm really thinking that that this was pre-existing artwork. Ten of Cups. Yeah, some of it works. Some of it is very, very different. Page of Cups. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, there's so many things that seem to be similar to the RWS symbolism, but then so many cards are so different. The Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. The King of Cups. This card does not speak to me of the King of Cups. Not sure why. Hopefully that lighting is better. Okay, so we move to the Ace of Coins. Two of Coins. Maybe he's dreaming. Playing the flute. Or, I guess that's, I'm not sure what that is. Harmonica, maybe. Three of Coins. Four of Coins. Five of Coins. It's a pretty powerful image. Six of Coins. Seven of Coins. Eight of Coins. The Nine of Coins. The bird's being way too loud and being shushed. The Ten of Coins. Again, this says something very different to me than the RWS version of the Ten of Coins. I'd be interested to know if any of you have this deck, what you think of it, and how do you read with it? Do you just ignore the different artwork and go by the RWS meanings, or do you allow the art to change the meaning? The Knight of Coins. I was listening to Dusty White, and in one of his podcasts, well, actually in several of his podcasts, he keeps repeating the fact that, you know, the art changes the meanings. The art changes the meaning. So you're really, in his experience, you really do need to allow the artwork to speak to you, and to allow it to tell you what the actual meaning is, as opposed to just memorizing RWS standard meanings. Let me know. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'd be curious to find out. And just see, so this card, for example, is very different, right? This is the Five of Wands, and she's hiding out up there from all the dogs. I mean, clearly there is conflict, but in the RWS Five of Wands, it looks like it's a group of youths sort of having some sort of friendly competition. There's a little bit of chaos, but that is very different than wolves waiting to eat you. Perhaps, I guess, in certain situations. Seven of Wands. That's David and Goliath, I guess. Eight of Wands. This could be a game of Quidditch, if anyone is a Harry Potter fan. the Nine of Wands. Not sure if these are, that could be an ent. Ten of Wands. Okay. The Page. The Knight. The Queen. Love me. Okay, that's interesting. So this is supposed to be the King of Wands, but yet he's holding a sword. It's those kinds of details that is making me think that this is pre-existing artwork. Again, it can be totally wrong, but I don't know a whole lot about Arthur Rackham. The Ace of Swords. Lovely. Two of Swords. I love the muted color palette. Three of Swords. Four of Swords. Five of Swords. Again, this would give me, if I was reading this intuitively, this would give me a very different message than the RWS version. Six of Swords. I can see that. Seven of Swords. The artwork is gorgeous. Love it. Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords. She doesn't look too anxious to me, but I'll have to look at these cards more closely when I'm not behind a tripod with a camera. Ten of Swords. Page of Swords, interesting. It's a leopard kissing her feet. She's holding a bow and arrow as opposed to a sword. And the gratuitous booby shot. The Knight of Swords. The Queen of Swords. You can see that. And the King of Swords. I'm assuming that that dinosaur behind him is with him and not sneaking up on him. Wow, interesting. Okay. I'm definitely going to have to sit with these for a little bit. Let's see if I could zoom out a bit. Not too much. Okay. I probably, more than likely, I will be edging this deck, although I'm not sure whether I will edge it to match the backs or the fronts. And whether I would do a color to match the top and bottom borders or more of a blue-green, which there seems to be quite a bit of a blue-green on the fronts, as well as the backs, of course. Let's see how this shuffles. Do you have this deck? Let me know. I'd be interested in hearing. Let's just do one quick shuffle. I'm not very good at this. Okay, not bad. Of course, this is my usual way of shuffling, is overhand. Anyway, all right, so that is the Rackham Tarot. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this deck, whether you use it for readings or if it's just an art deck for you, what you think about it, what do you think of the cardstock, and did you edge it? I'd love to see what colors people have edged their decks with, if they have at all. I don't think I'll be taking the top and bottom borders off. I actually think that in this case they match very well. I do love when they do this, when they make those borders not a stark contrast to the rest of the card, but more of a mottled, or something that sort of matches the rest of the card. I enjoy that very much. And these look, actually I didn't notice this before, but they actually do look reversible. So the card is actually reversed. Very interesting. Anyway, so there is the Rackham Tarot again. There's the box. I'd love to know what you think of it. Comment down below, and please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, my friends, tarot your truth.